Welcome to the next tutorial in this series on mechanics, and in our first tutorial we learn about scalars and we learn about vectors. We can see those there. Scalars are just the magnitude, vectors have got a magnitude, direction, sense, point of application. Then we learn about a vector in itself, and a vector will have a vertical component to it and a horizontal component to it, and we determined that we can work out those the parts of the vector, the horizontal and vertical component, via trigonometry, and we've done that just here. So what I'd love to have a chat to you about now is this concept of resultants. So a resultant is something that we look at when we can add forces together. So when we have a combination of forces coming together, when we add those forces together, what is the resultant? And there's a few different ways we can do this, and the easiest way to look at this is linear forces. Now, linear forces are forces acting on a straight line. So they can be acting in either direction of that straight line. They can be acting in this direction, which will say that's a positive direction, or they can be acting in a negative direction. So let's have a look at that and see how this might make sense. What we have here is a tree trunk, and it's being pulled by two trucks. So we've got this first truck here, and that's my first truck, and then we have it pulling another truck in that direction. So let's say that this truck is pulling at 20 kilonewtons and this one's pulling at 30 kilonewtons. This thing that you see here in front of you, this tree trunk with these two tractors pulling in this direction, and they're not the best drawn trucks in the world because they're just boxes, but this is what we call a space diagram. Now, a space diagram is a real life diagram, where we're actually looking at real actual bodies that represent, the things they're talking about. And in this scenario, I could have drawn these a little bit better, but here's my trucks, and maybe they're not trucks, maybe they're caterpillars, I don't know, front end loaders or something. Anyway, they're trying to pull this out, and they're both moving in the same direction. So in this scenario, what we can do is we can say 20 kilonewtons plus 30 kilonewtons gives us a resultant of 50 kilonewtons going in the one direction. Okay, so that's easy enough. They're linear, they're acting along the same line. What happens when we do something slightly different? Okay, so we're going to look at something like another space diagram. Now, this space diagram is two teams having a tug of war, and what normally happens with a tug of war is you tie a little bow in the center or a piece of cloth like so, and then you have two lots of people on either side. So what have we got here? Well, we've got the green team, and we've got three people on the green team, and we've also got a purple team. Let's have a look, the purple team, and they're on the other side. Alright, so let's say, for instance, that we had the purple team pulling 1,000 newtons or 1 kilonewton in that direction, and we had the green team pulling 1,000 newtons in this direction. So they're going in that direction, and the purple team are pushing in this direction. Well, in this scenario, let's say what we have is anything, I'll just go for a black pen, anything acting in this direction is going to be negative, and anything acting in this direction is going to be positive. So we can add that out. So let's have a look. We've got negative 1,000 newtons plus 1,000 newtons, and our resultant equals 0, or our resultant is 0. So there's a resultant of no force. Now, if there's a resultant of no force, this is called something It's called static. So static means not moving, and in this scenario that means that all of our forces, that sum of all the forces acting equals 0. And this funny little sign here, that means sum of all. So this is static. Let's have a look at something that is dynamic. Now what's this word dynamic mean? Dynamic means it's moving. So let's change this whole thing. Let's draw another space diagram. So a space diagram is a diagram, and there's a lot of little bits of terminology that you're learning at the moment. And then we've got our tug, a line, and this time we've got a blue rope in the middle, and we've got two different teams. Okay, so we've got our pink team, this wonderful pink team, and I think we've got, we'll see if it actually comes up, a yellow team. So a yellow and a pink team, and they're on the tug of war, and they're fighting each other. Well, not fighting literally, but you know, metaphorically speaking, of course. And these guys are pushing in this direction, and these guys are pushing in this direction. Okay, so this first pink guy, his name's Bob, and he's pulling in the left-hand direction at 200 newtons, and Mary, she's pulling at 300, and Francine, she's pulling at 500. Let's have a look at these yellow people. This guy is Johnny, and Johnny's pulling at 250 newtons, and we've got Jim, and Jim's pulling at 350 newtons, and then we've got let me see, Jim Marco, which is his Italian cousin, and he's pulling at 650 newtons. Alright, so let's say everything acting in this direction is negative and everything acting in this direction is positive. We're going to do something else. We're going to draw a free body diagram. Not that it's really going to benefit us for this scenario, because it is such a simple problem to solve. But a free body diagram is normally what you would draw after a space diagram. So a space diagram has bodies in it. In this case, they're real bodies. They're real human stick figures. But we don't want to dehumanize them in any way, because it's important not to dehumanize stick figures. But we're going to draw this problem without the bodies, because it's a free body diagram. So let's just draw it in. We've got, I'm just going to draw a line like this. I'm going to draw the first force, and I'm going to write 500. Then I'm going to draw another force, and I'm going to say 300, and then the last force, which is 200. Better put in my Newton values as well, and then I'm going to go this direction, and I'm going to say 250 newtons. I'm going to put another arrow in, 350 newtons, and I'm going to put another arrow in, 650 newtons. So now I've got my free body diagram, free of the bodies, and I'm going to say everything going in this direction is negative, which I've done up the front there, and everything acting in this direction is positive. So let's just put this in. Negative 200, negative 300, negative 500, positive 250, positive 350, positive, oh, that's not negative, that's positive, positive 350. So on this side we've got going in this direction, going in the one direction, we've got 1,000 going in that direction, and this is 250, 350, 600, so we've got a positive 1,250 on this direction. Let me just think through that. Yes, I'm pretty sure that's correct. Alright, so the end resultant is going to be, 250 newtons in the positive direction, and I can draw a little arrow with a positive on that to show that's going to happen. So this is dynamic, this is moving, it's not static. So we can actually say that the yellow guys, yellow are the winners. Yay. Okay, I'm going to try and write this out here, and then that's the end of this tutorial when we're talking about linear linear forces and finding the resultant for linear forces. In the next tutorial, we'll be looking at other ways to find the resultant of forces.